Hello? No, it's not working. Not connection. Hello? Hello? I'm basically from Palakkad, but I stay in Trivandrum, Baldamuda. Hello? No, I travel every day, like 45 minutes or something. By 6:30 or something.
Well, I come
I'm
from
used to it
Palakkad, so
actually.
hello, hello.
Good morning, dear judges and students. We are starting with Good morning, everyone. My name is Sai Priya CR. Today I am going to recite a poem from a railway carriage by Robert Louis Stevenson. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle, all of the sides of the hill and the plain, fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. And here is a tramp who stands and gazes. And here is the green to string the daisies. Here is a cart runaway on the road, lumping along with man and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edna Maria Edwin. I'm studying in grade 3 Tulip. Today, I'm going to recite a beautiful poem. The title of my poem is Dreams and Hopes, written by Akshita Bhatt. Here goes the poem. I wish there was a place where people would sing and dance, and anyone would fall in love with it if they just had a glance, where there is value for talent and quality, and there is no corruption or bribery, where crime has become history, and what is crime is a mystery, where everyone is there for you, to help you on every step, and everyone is like a family, true brothers, sisters, not step, and children can roam around freely, and they are not burdened by school or the expectations from the family to impose what the child wants to choose. Wherever you go, there is no sign of poverty, and harmony is in the air, along with the worldwide sovereignty. I wish there was a place where wars do not prevail, and no one ever needs to sweat to put criminals in jail. This universalist truth, I wish people could learn. There is some other wealth greater than the money they earn, and such a place comes to life, so that it cheers our Lord in blue. And such a place comes to life, so that it cheers our Lord in blue. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today, I am going to recite a beautiful poem, Daffodils, by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze.
continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in a never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A pearl could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I am going to recite an English poem, Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. Have you ever seen a field of flowers dancing in the breeze? Today I invite you to imagine that magical sight as I recite Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the tree, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in a never-ending line along the margin of a bay. For oft, when on my couch, I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shweta Nikhil from grade 3 Lilac. Today I am going to recite a poem named Leisure by W.H. Davis. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare, no time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to see when beauties glance and watch her feet, how they dance. No time to see when beauties glance and watch her feet, how they dance. A poor life this is, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to recite a poem called A Monster in My Closet by Taylor Swift. There's a monster in my closet and I don't know what to do. Have you ever seen him? Has he ever pounced on you? I wonder what he looks like. Isn't he purple with red eyes? I wonder what he likes to eat. What about his size? Tonight I'm going to catch him. I'll set a real big trap. Then I will train him very well. He will answer when I clap. When I looked up in the closet, there was nothing but stuff. I know that monster's in there. I heard him huff and puff. Could it be he wants to eat me? Maybe I'm his favorite prey. And if he comes to get me, I'll scream loudly, go away. If he's nice, I'll name him Happy. If he's bad, I'll name him Grouch. And I suspect that he's leaving. But if not, I will kick him out. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to recite a poem, Be the Best of Whatever You Are, written by Douglas Mallock. Douglas Mallock is an American poet known for his motivational and inspirational poems. The poem conveys a powerful message that true success lies in not being the bigger or the most important, but in being the best version of ourselves in whatever we do. Be the best of whatever you are. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub by the side of the rill. Be a bush. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a bush, then just be the bit of the grass and some highway happier make. If you can't be a muskie, then just be a bass, but the liveliest bass in the lake. We can't all be captains. We've got to be crew. There's something for all of us here. There's big work to do, and there's lesser to do. The task you must do is the near. If you can't be a highway, then just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. If you can't be a sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Be the best of whatever you are. Thank you.
Two. check, 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 check,
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to recite the poem Don't Quit by Edgar Albert Guest. Edgar Albert Guest, who was popularly known as the People's Poet, was celebrated for his optimistic and inspirational poems. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns.
and many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You might succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night slipped down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell just how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, I'm going to tell a poem about the pencil that changed my life. One day at school, I dropped my pencil onto the floor. I picked it up and stared at it like never before. It wasn't shining, it wasn't new, it wasn't special. At last I thought so too. But then I wondered if this pencil could talk. What would it say? What lesson would it teach to help me every day? And suddenly in my imagination, the little pencil smiled and began its explanation. Look at me, it said. I am simple and small, yet every day I give my all. I make mistakes, more than a few, but I have an eraser, and so do you. Don't be afraid when things go wrong. Mistakes do not make you weaker, but they are helping you to grow strong. And look at my point, sharp and bright. Do you know how I got it? By facing pressure, by facing pain, by being sharpened again and again. The challenges you face may make you feel small, but they are preparing you to stand tall. And one more thing, the pencil said, as I listened carefully to every word in my head, no matter who holds me or where I may go, I always leave a mark to show what I know. To show what I know. And someday when your school days are through, the marks you leave behind will speak for you. Not only marks on paper or marks in a book, but marks on hearts in every look. A kindness you share, a friend you helped, a hand you offered to someone who felt alone. And I looked at my pencil and suddenly knew the greatest lessons can come from the smallest things too. So now when I hold a pencil each day, I remember its message and carry it on my way. I will learn from mistakes, I will rise when I fall, I will grow through challenges, I will give my all. And when my story is finally told, I won't be remembered for a trophy or gold, but I will be remembered for the kindness I spread, the courage I showed, the lives I led, because a simple pencil helped me see the most important mark is the mark we leave on humanity. Thank you for the opportunity and have a nice day. morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I am going to recite a poem, Don't Quit by Edgar Guest. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, when you want to smile, though you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange with twists and turns, as every one of us must learn, and many failure comes about when he might have won. Had he stuck it out, don't give up when the pace is slow. You might succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup, but he learned too late when the night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out with the silver tint of clouds of doubt, and you can never just tell how close you are. It may be near, though it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse, but you mustn't quit. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. My name is Sanvika Shankar from Grade 5 Lotus. Today I am going to recite the poem I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. This poem gives voice to the ordinary people who work hard. It says how the common people are often forgotten and exploited by those in power. The poem ends with hope, as the people learn from their experiences and eventually rise to claim their rightful strength and voice. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me and the Lincolns. They die, and then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have, and I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself and spit out a few red drops for history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forgot to rob me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world say the name the people, with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then. Thank you. everyone. My name is Anjana and today I am going to recite a poem named Equipment, written by Edgar Albert Guest. This verse encourages self-reliance and self-belief. The message is to use these abilities and believe in oneself to achieve success and reach the top. I sincerely hope that this poem will inspire and uplift you. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You have all that the greatest of men have had. 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a brain to use, if you would be wise. With this equipment, they all began. So start for the top and say, I can. Look them over, the wise and great. They take their food from a common plate. With similar knives and forks they use. With similar laces they tie their shoes. The world considers them brave and smart. But you have all they had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if only you will. You're well equipped for what fight you choose. You have legs and arms and a brain to use. And the man who had risen, great deeds to do, began his life with no more than you. You are the handicap you must face. You are the one who must choose your place. You must say where you want to go, how much you will study the truth to know. God has equipped you for life. God has equipped you for life, but He lets you decide what you want to be. Courage must come from the soul within. The man must furnish the will to win. So figure it out for yourself, my lad. You are born with all that the great have had. With your equipment, they all began. Get hold of yourself and say, I can. Get hold of yourself and say, I can. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. My name is Kinga Shankar from grade 5 Tuberals. Today, I'm going to recite the poem Foreign Lands by Robert Louis Stevenson. This poem captures the imagination of a child who climbed the tree and dreams of the wonderful places beyond the horizon. Up into the cherry tree, who should climb below me? I held the trunk with both my hands and looked abroad in foreign lands. I saw the next door garden lie, adorned with flowers before my eye, and many pleasant places more that I had never seen before. I saw the dimpling row pass, and be the sky's blue-looking glass. The dusty roads go up and down with people tramping into town. If I could find a higher tree, farther and farther I should see, to where the grown-up river slips into the sea among the ships, to where the road on either hand lead onward into fairyland, where all the children dine at 5 and all the playthings come alive. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Jagannath and I am from grade 5 Astor. Today, I am standing here before you to recite the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. Today I am going to recite the poem O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack, the prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red were on the deck, you falling cold and oh Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the bouquets and ribbons wreaths. For you the shores are crowding. For you they call the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head. It is some dream where on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My Captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. He has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the wetter ship comes with objects won. Exalt, O shore, and ring, O bells, but I, with mournful tread, walk the deck. My Captain lies fallen, cold and dead. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Regan Jacob John, and I'm here to recite a poem called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to recite the poem by Robert Frost called Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gave his harmless bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges and my dear friends. I'm going to recite a poem that is written by Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear. He wrote it in the 1900s when British people ruled India. He describes his vision of an ideal nation. It focuses on courage and self-respect, education to all, unity over division, rational thinking, honesty, guidance from God, and ultimate awakening. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out of the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reasons has not lost its way to the dreary desert sand of dead habit. The mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Thank you.
Good morning, Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. My name is Tejasri Saivikram and I am from LCI campus. Today I'll be reciting a beautiful poem called Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And the sweetest in the gale is heard, and so must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity. It asked a crumb of me. Thank you.
Hello? Can I start? Good morning. My name is Maitri Ravishankar and I study in grade 5 Morning Glory. Today I am going to recite a poem titled If by Rudyard Kipling. It is structured as a father's advice to his son on how to navigate life with maturity, integrity, and resilience. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim,
If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make a heap of all your winnings and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, but never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, even when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill this unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, then yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And what's more, you'll be a man, my son. Thank you.
A wonderful morning to all the teachers, my friends, and both the judges. Today, I'm going to take you on a beautiful journey into nature through the words of one of the greatest poets, William Wordsworth. In this poem, the poet describes how a golden field of daffodils fills his heart with joy and left him with a memory he could treasure forever. Daffodils by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in a never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and then dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, good morning.
Today I'm going to recite a powerful poem, Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou celebrates resilience and self-respect over oppression and adversity. No matter what difficulties we face, we shouldn't give up. We shouldn't give up. We should always rise up. Now I begin. You may write me down history with a bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beside the gloom? 'Cause I walk like all wells, pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high. Still, I rise. Did you want to see me broken, with bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hate, but still, like dust, I'll rise. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Thank you.
Do I start? Good morning, everyone. My name is Anika Pravin K. from grade 5 Mandevilla, and today I'm going to recite the poem written by Alfred Noyes, The Highwayman. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty tree. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door, hid a French cocktail on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of claret velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewel twinkle, his pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle under the jeweled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and he clashed. He tapped his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter? Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. In the dark old inn yard where Tim the ostler was listening, his face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like moldy hay, but he loved the landlord's daughter. Dumb as a dog, he listened and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bony sweetheart. I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall come back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet, if they press me sharply and harry me to the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee before moonlight.
though hell should bear the way. He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. As the cascade of black perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. He tugged at his rein, and he galloped away to the west. Thank you, everyone.
If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito in the room. Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. This humorous quote carries a powerful message. It reminds us that even the smallest things can have the biggest impact. My name is Vihandi Vishnu from grade 5 Aster, and today I'm here to speak on the topic Small Actions Can Change the World. When we think about changing the world, we often think about great leaders, famous scientists, or powerful people. We think of people who make history. But what if I told you that changing the world does not have to begin with a grand speech, a great invention, or a huge movement? Sometimes it begins with something as simple as a smile, a helping hand, or a kind word. A small seed can grow into a mighty tree. A tiny spark can light a bright flame. A single candle can light up a dark room. And a single act of kindness can inspire hundreds more. That is the power of small actions. Think about it. Every day we are given opportunities to make a difference. When we help a friend who has fallen behind, we change their day. When we stand up for someone who is being left out, we change how they feel. When we say please and thank you, we spread kindness. And when we save water, switch off unused lights, or plant a tree, we help save the environment. These actions may seem small, but small does not mean unimportant. History teaches us that every great achievement started with a first step. Every movement started with one person who believed they could make a difference. Long ago, people started simple habits like planting trees, reducing plastic use, and recycling waste. Today, these small actions have become global movements that help our environment. Imagine what would happen if every student performed just one good deed every day. One student helping a friend may seem small, but hundreds of students helping others every day could transform an entire school, and many schools together could transform an entire community. As students, we may be young, but we are not powerless. We have the power to be kind. We have the power to be responsible. We have the power to be honest. And we have the power to make a difference. The world changes when ordinary people choose to do extraordinary things through their daily actions. Not tomorrow, not next year, but today, right now. My dear friends, never think that you are too young, too small, or too ordinary to change the world. Remember, little drops of water make the mighty ocean. In the same way, every act of kindness, every helping hand, and every responsible choice adds up to something much bigger than ourselves. So, let us not underestimate the power of a single good deed. Let us be the spark that starts a change, because even the smallest action can light up the world. Thank you.
Fire, one of the greatest discoveries in human history. It warmed our homes, cooked our food, and lit our darkness. But the same fire burned forests and razed cities to the ground. Fire did not choose all of this, but we did. Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, a warm good morning to all. I'm here to speak on the topic technology, boon or bane. Technology today is our fire. The question is not whether it's good or bad, it's about who's holding the flame. We live in an age of breathtaking miracles. A child in a remote village is able to learn from the world's best teachers, and that too for free.
During COVID-19 pandemic, scientists developed a life-saving vaccine in just 11 months. Today, AI helps doctors detect cancer 40% more accurately than ever before. All because of one thing, technology. These are not a small thing. These are millions of lives saved, futures made possible, and dreams unlocked. And yet, let's be honest. The same internet that educates also spreads misinformation. The same social media that connects also isolates. A 2023 study found teenagers who spend more than 3 hours daily on social media are twice as likely to report anxiety and depression. Children as young as 10 are struggling with screen addiction. In India, UPI and Arogya Setu have changed lives for better. And yet, we saw over 1 million cybersecurity incidents in just 1 year. So, what do we conclude? Technology is neither the villain nor the savior. It's just a powerful tool. And we have to be that generation which is not just tech savvy but also tech wise and use the internet to build and not to bully. The future of technology is not in the machine, it is in us. Let us light the way, not burn the bridge. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends. My name is Ameya Abhilash, and today I will be speaking on small actions can change the world. Have you ever dropped a biscuit crumb on the floor? I have. Within minutes, it feels like every ant in the neighborhood gets a message saying free snacks available. It's funny how something so small can cause such a big reaction. I think life works like that too. We often imagine that changing the world means doing something huge like becoming a superhero, inventing a robot, or even flying to space. But the truth is that real change only happens with small ideas. Think about a tree. A huge tree can be taller than a house and live for many years. Birds build nests in it, people sit under its shade. But it all starts as a tiny seed that can fit in your hand. The seed doesn't look very impressive. No one walks past it and says, "Wow, look at that future giant tree." Yet that's exactly what it becomes. The same thing happens with our actions. A simple idea can start a project. A small act of kindness can start a friendship. One person trying something new can inspire many others. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus, it seemed like one small action by one person, but it became an important part of the struggle for equal rights in America. One person sitting in a seat showed the world that small actions can change the world. You see, small things have a surprising way of growing. That's why I believe we shouldn't underestimate these little things we can do. We may not see the results immediately, but small things have a way of traveling further than we expect. So, the next time you think it's only a small thing, it won't matter. Remember the biscuit crumb and the ants, because sometimes the smallest things can create the biggest changes. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today I'm here to talk about the topic technology, boon or bane. Can you imagine a day without mobile phones, computers, or the internet? For most of us, that would be quite difficult. Technology has become an important part of our daily lives. We use it to learn, communicate, travel, and even have fun. Technology is definitely a boon in many ways. Students can learn through online resources and educational videos. Doctors use advanced machines to save lives. Farmers use modern equipment to increase crop production. Technology also helps us stay connected with our friends and family no matter where they are. During emergencies, technology helps rescue teams respond quickly. It has improved transportation, education, and healthcare. However, technology is also a bane when it's misused. Spending too much time on mobile phones, video games, and social media can affect our health, concentration, and relationships. Cyberbullying, online scams, and false informations are creating problems right now in our digital world. So, is technology a boon or a bane? I believe technology is just a tool. A knife is used to prepare food but can also cause harm when it's misused. In the same way, technology depends on the way we use it. If we use it wisely to learn, create, and help others, it is a great boon. But if we misuse it or get addicted to it, it is a bane. Therefore, we should remember to balance technology with real-life activities, outdoor play, reading, and spending time with our loved ones. Let us become smart users of technology and make it a blessing rather than a problem. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today I am going to speak on a beautiful topic. A good friend is a treasure. Imagine a treasure chest hidden in an island full of shiny gold coins, sparkling diamonds, and royal crowns. But today I am not going to talk about that kind of treasure. A treasure which cares about you, and a treasure which stays by your side. And that treasure is a good friend. Gold and diamonds are beautiful, but they cannot wipe your tears away when you are sad or laugh with you when you are happy. A good friend shares their toys, their snacks, and most importantly, their kindness. When you fall down, a good friend will run to you and help you get up. A good friendship is really rare and must be treated with great care. We can protect it by being honest, being kind, and being respectful. So, dear friends, let us look around today. We don't need a treasure map to find happiness. All we need is to cherish the wonderful friends we have. Thank you and have a golden day with your friends. morning, everyone. My name is Adya Gupta from grade 4 Azalea, and today I am going to speak on the topic Small Actions Can Change the World. Many of us think that only famous leaders, scientists, or superheroes can change the world. But that is not true. Even small actions done by ordinary people can make a huge difference. Let us see how it can happen. If we throw a piece of litter into the dustbin instead of throwing it on the road, we help to clean our surroundings. If we switch off the lights and the fans when they're not needed, we save electricity that can light a needy person's house. If we close the tap properly, we save water. A smile, a kind word, or helping a friend who is sad can brighten someone's day. Sharing our toys, helping our parents at home, or being kind to animals are simple actions that make the world a better place. In the radio program Man Ki Baat, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji often shares stories about ordinary people who plant trees, clean rivers and beaches, save water, reduce the use of plastic, help the needy, and promote local products. These people may not be famous, but their small efforts inspire others and build a better world. Let us recognize those people who are doing good for the society, appreciate them, learn from them, and if possible, become a part of some good cause yourself. As children, we may be small, but our actions are powerful. If each of us does one small good deed every day, together we can build a clean, kinder, and happier world. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Jagannath, and I am from grade 5 Aster. And I am here to speak about the topic of small actions can change the world. A giant tree begins as a tiny seed. A mighty river starts as a small stream. In the same way, great changes in the world often begin with small actions. Many people think that only famous celebrities or great leaders can bring change. But the truth is that even small actions can make a big difference. Let me share a short story. One day, a boy was walking along a beach after a storm. Thousands of starfish had been washed ashore. The boy picked up one starfish at a time and threw it back into the sea. A man watching him said, "There are so many starfish, you can't possibly make a difference." The boy picked up another starfish, threw it in the water, and replied, "I just made a difference to that one." This story shows that no act of kindness is ever too small. Helping a friend who is sad, planting a tree, saving water, sharing our books, or simply saying kind words can make someone's day better. When many people do a small good deed, together they create a big positive change. As students, we may be young, but we have the power to make a difference through our actions. Let us remember that every great change begins with a small step. Let us remember that every big change starts with a small step. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning, my dear teachers and friends. Have you ever been told you can do that when you're older? It feels like kids are always waiting to grow taller, waiting to drive, waiting to make a difference. But I am here to tell you that the grown-ups have it all wrong. You don't have to wait until you're 6 feet tall to change the world. In fact, the world changes fastest when kids make small, smart choices right now. Let's start with a quote of Vincent van Gogh. Great things are done by series of small things brought together. When you plant a single seed, you aren't just planting a tree. You are creating oxygen, shelter, and life for tomorrow. History is the proof of this. A young girl named Malala Yousafzai chose to keep writing her blog about going to school. It was a personal choice, but today she has launched a global movement for girls' education. So friends, don't wait for a leader or a perfect time to do good. Look around us today. What is the biggest crisis facing our world? It's not just climate change and economic. The real silent pandemic is stress, anxiety, and depression. Today, stress is reaching our kids earlier than before. They're absorbing the stress and anxiety of the adult world. When people are stressed, they sometimes lead to bad choices, like drugs to escape from sadness. This breaks families and hurts our world deeply. Here are some changes we can make. Normalize mistakes. Mistakes are not a failure, it's just a step in learning. Let them see how we mess up and handle things calmly. Prize the effort, not the smartest. Instead of saying you are smart, say I saw how hard you worked for it. It's okay to feel sad, stressed or worried. You don't always have to be perfect. If you feel sad, stressed or worried, just tell a parent or a teacher. Speaking up isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Be kind to yourself. Share a smile if you see a classmate sitting alone or feeling sad. Say a kind word. Maybe a small smile could make the whole bad day into a happy one. So friends, let's help each other, laugh more and look one another. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Means every big change starts with a small step. My name is Tanvi and today I am going to talk about the topic small actions can change the world. We often think that changing the world requires great power, a lot of money, or becoming a famous person. But the truth is, even the smallest action can make a huge difference. If you see someone drop a piece of paper and you pick it up, it may seem like a small act. But if everyone does it, our whole city will be clean and beautiful. A simple smile can make someone feel happy and cared. Isn't it amazing that something so small can make a huge difference? We all know about Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation. He didn't use any weapons. Instead, he used simple actions like truth and non-violence. This small action became powerful and helped India gain its independence. An act of kindness by one person inspires many others. Borrowing his words, be the change we wish to see in the world, means don't wait for others. Instead, changes begins with us. Every day we get chances to do small good deed, and if each of us plant just one tree every day, imagine how many trees our school could have, our country could have, helping the teachers, parents, sharing our lunch, turning off lights when not needed, turning off taps when not needed. All these simple acts can make a huge difference. Like a tiny seed grows into a big tree. Friends, we don't need to do anything big. We just need to start with small steps. Let's promise today to do one small good thing every day. Because when millions of people do one small good thing every day, the world becomes a better place. Let's begin today. Small drops of water make a mighty ocean. Yes, small actions can truly change the world. Thank you.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. My name is Anvita Enisesh and I'm studying in grade 4 Balsam. Today, I'm going to talk about how small actions can change the world. Many people think that only great leaders, scientists, or famous people can change the world, but that is not true. Even small actions done by ordinary people can make a big difference. For example, if we switch off the fans and lights when they are not needed, we save electricity. If many people do this every day, we can save a lot of energy and help our planet. Throwing garbage in a dustbin also is another small example. By doing this, we can help to keep our surroundings clean and healthy. A clean and healthy environment protects us from diseases and makes our community a better place to live in. When we share our books, help a friend who is struggling, or show kindness to someone who is sad, we make their day better. Small actions may seem tiny, but when millions of people do them, they create a huge impact. Another example is to plant more trees. By planting more trees, one tree gives us oxygen and provides shade and also helps us to fight pollution. If we plant many trees, it can help many people in the future as well. We can also save water by turning off the taps and using only what we need. Every drop of water is precious. Remember, even a smile can change someone's day. Small actions may seem tiny, but when millions of people do them, they create a huge impact for everyone living on the earth. Small actions may seem tiny, but when millions of people do them, they create a huge impact. As the saying goes, little drops of water make the mighty ocean. In the same way, our small good deeds can help make the world a happier, cleaner, and better place for all of us to live in. So let's start doing our small good deeds today and be the change we want to see in the world tomorrow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good morning, teachers and my dear friends. My name is Anaisha Ganesh from Grade 3 Goyosa. Today, I am going to talk about something which is all around us, something we use every day. Can you guess it? Yes, it is technology. Technology means all the amazing tools and machines humans have created to make our lives easier. From the phone in your pocket to the fan in your ceiling, everything is technology. But here's the big question. Is technology a boon, meaning a blessing, or is technology a bane, meaning a curse? First, let us talk about how technology helps us. Thanks to technology, doctors can save lives with the help of powerful medicines and machines. Farmers can grow even more food to feed everyone. We can talk to our grandparents who live far away just by pressing a button. We can learn many new things through videos, apps, and the internet. The light in this room, the microphone I am using, and the shoes we wear all exist because of technology. Isn't it wonderful? But wait, technology has a dark side. When children spend too much time on phones and tablets, their eyes get tired and their body does not get enough exercise. Some people spend too much time on screens that they forget to talk to the real people sitting right beside them. Factories and machines can also pollute our air and water. Some people use technology to spread wrong information and be unkind to others online. So yes, technology can also be a bane. So what is the answer? I believe technology is like fire. Fire can cook us food and keep us warm. But if we are careless, it can also burn us. Technology is the same. It is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Technology is a boon if we use it to learn, to help, and to connect. It is the greatest boon mankind has ever known. But if we let it control us, it becomes a bane. So, my dear friends, let us be the boss of technology and not the other way around. So, to conclude, technology is a boon as long as we choose to make it one. Thank you.
Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, a very good morning to you all. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a perfectly quiet pond. If you drop a tiny pebble into the water, what happens? You get a splash. But then something magical happens. Tiny waves called ripples start spreading out. They get bigger and bigger, moving across the water until they touch the entire pond. This is exactly what happens when we make a small change in our lives. Today, I want to tell you why a small change can change the whole world. Think about the ripples we can create every single day. The ripple of kindness. Smiling at a classmate who is sitting alone might seem small to you, but to them, it might be the only bright spot in their day. Kindness is contagious. If we are kind to someone, they will be kind to someone else, and the ripples spread. The ripple of care. Turning off the tap while we brush our teeth or picking up one piece of trash from the playground. If all of us just made one eco-friendly choice, our planet will breathe a sigh of relief. History is full of people who changed everything just by starting small. Rosa Parks refused to give up one seat on the bus. Greta Thunberg started sitting outside her school with a single cardboard sign. They were just ordinary people who decided to make a small change. So, my dear friends, let's start our own ripples today. Let us be the pebble that changes the lake.
And never forget, you have a power to change the world, one small change at a time. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Respected judges and teachers, my name is Badra from grade 4 Balsam. Today I want to talk about technology. Technology is like a superpower. But this superpower has two questions. Is it a boon, a wonderful blessing, or is it a bane, a terrible curse? In our daily lives, technology is a massive boon. Think about how our parents buy groceries. They don't even need paper money anymore. They just scan a code and money travels through air. The coolest part of technology is AI and robots. When we work on difficult school projects, we could ask smart AI assistants like Gemini or Perplexity to help us understand tough questions better. Even robots are helping us, from cleaning our houses to helping doctors do difficult surgeries. It feels like absolute magic. But wait, every magic has a weakness, and technology can also be a terrible bane. If you're not careful in social media, bad people could steal our private information and hack into computers and steal money from hardworking parents. Even AI has a dark side. If we use it to do all the thinking, our own brain will get lazy and we can't think by ourselves in difficult tests. So, is technology a boon or a bane? Technology is actually a tool. An AI program does not make the rules. Us humans should decide if we should use technology wisely and clever. Let's choose to use the magic, but stay smart enough to avoid the trap. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today I am going to speak about the topic Small Actions Can Change the World. When we hear the word change the world, we may imagine on doing something very big, but that's not true. Even a small action can create a big difference. Examples: planting trees, saving water, turning off lights, or saying kind words to someone who feels sad. Think about this. One drop of water may look tiny, but many drops together can make an ocean. Like that, one small action can be small, but when many people do it, it creates a big difference. If every child picks up one piece of litter every day, our surroundings become cleaner. If every person saves electricity, then we help our planet. If you look at someone, smile at someone, or include someone who feels left out, you can make their whole day better. In fact, history also shows us that many changes started with one idea and one small step. As children, we may think that we are too young to make a difference, but that's not true. Even today, we can choose kindness, responsibility, and care. So let's remember, we do not have to do great things to change the world. We just need to do small actions with a big heart. Thank you. Good morning, one and all respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Agnes. Today I'm going to talk about the topic technology boon or bane. Technology is a very important part of our lives. We use mobile phones, computers, television, and internet every day. Technology helps us learn new things, communicate with others, and do our work quickly. For students like us, technology is a great boon. We can attend online classes, watch educational video, and find information easily. Doctors use technology to treat patients. Farmers use machines to grow more crops. But technology can also become a bane if we use it too much. Like spending many hours on mobile phones or video games can harm our eyes and health. Many children may stop playing outdoor games and become less active. Using technology carelessly can also waste time. So technology is neither completely good nor completely bad. It depends on how we use it. If we use technology in a wise way, it is a boon. But if we misuse it, it becomes a bane. So let's enjoy the benefits of technology and use it in a smart and responsible way. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and everyone present here. I will be talking something very simple today, which is kindness means being caring, helpful, polite to others. It doesn't cost anything. Let us think how it feels when someone holds the door for you.
just gives you a warm smile when you're having a bad day. That small moment could completely brighten your day. Kindness creates a chain which is contagious. When you do something nice for someone, they feel happy and are inspired to do something nice for someone else. That is contagious, goes on, reaching many people. We do not need to wait for a special occasion to be kind. Let us start it right now. Let's start by sharing our notes, helping to pack up the bag once the bell rings, helping parents at home. Together, we could make the world a better place, one small act of kindness at a time. Thank you all.
Good morning, respected judges and my dear friends and respected teachers. I'm going to tell a topic. A good friend is a treasure. Friendship is one of the most beautiful relationships in your life. True friends are like diamonds found rarely, but false friends are like autumn leaves found everywhere. True friends support us in difficult times, share our happiness and encourages us to be a better person. They never judge us. They listen to us without being asked. They care about us without expecting anything in return. Friendship is based on love, trust, honesty, and respect. Someone once said, "A friend in need is a friend indeed," which means a real friend is someone who helps us when we need them the most. They understand our silence. They see our tears behind our smile. They stay by our side when everyone leaves us. A true friend is more important than wealth and power. We should hence cherish and protect this friendship like a treasure forever. Thank you.
A very good morning to one and all. Today, I'm going to talk about how technology and AI are changing our futures. Let me ask you something. How many of you use your phone today? Watched a YouTube video? Maybe asked Siri or Google something? Yeah, me too. We live in a world where technology is everywhere and it's moving faster than ever. But here's the thing. We are the generation that gets to decide what to do with it. So, what exactly is AI? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is basically teaching computers to think and learn, kind of like we humans do. It's what powers the recommendations on your Netflix or Spotify. It's what lets doctors detect diseases earlier than ever before. It's what helps scientists study climate change at a speed no human team could match alone. And it's only getting started. Here's what's exciting. By the time we're in our 20s and 30s, AI might help solve some of the biggest problems on the planet. Imagine self-driving cars that cut down on accidents, or AI tutors that teach every student exactly the way they learn best. No more one-size-fits-all education. Or medical breakthroughs that could add decades to the average human life. The jobs we'll have haven't even been invented yet. Seriously, 10 years ago, nobody was a social media manager or a prompt engineer. And that's the world we're growing into. One that keeps reinventing itself. But, and this is important, technology isn't automatically good. AI can spread misinformation just as fast as it spreads facts. It can be used to invade privacy, and if we're not careful, it could leave a lot of people behind. And that's why we need to understand it, not just use it, understand it. Because the people who shape technology are the ones who get to shape the future. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just be a consumer of AI. Be curious about how it works. Ask the hard questions. Who built this? Who does it help? Who does it leave out? We are literally the first generation to grow up with AI as a normal part of life. That's not something to be scared of. That's something to be ready for. Thank you.
A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. A person who never reads lives only one. Good morning, everybody. My name is Maitri Ravishankar. I study in grade 5 Morning Glory. As we celebrated Readers' Day last month, I would like to say a few words on Readers' Day and the importance of reading. Readers' Day is celebrated across India on June 19th to honor P. N. Panikar, the founding father of the library and literacy movement in Kerala. It aims to promote a lifelong reading habit and build stronger, more educated communities through daily literary engagement. 1996 was the year the government of Kerala officially started observing this day to honor his legacy. Kerala has historically been the most literate state in India, largely due to Panikar's network of over 6,000 village libraries across India. I am proud to say that I am an avid reader. I always have a book with me to read in my free time. Imagine my joy when I heard that our school was celebrating Readers' Day and implementing Dear, Drop Everything and Read program. I encourage all of you to do just that, Dear. I am sure that there is a book out there waiting for each of us. Thank you.
Good morning, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. My topic for today is if I had 1 minute to change the world. If someone told me, you have just 1 minute to change the world, what would I do? Would I build big hospitals? Would I plant millions of trees? Would I invent amazing machines? No, because 1 minute is not enough to do all of that. But 1 minute is enough to start something. In 1 minute, I can smile at someone who feels lonely. In 1 minute, I can say thank you. I can say I'm sorry. I can choose kindness instead of anger. People think changing the world takes years. I think it begins with 60 seconds. 1 minute to help, 1 minute to learn, and 1 minute to care. Those minutes would become hours. Those hours would become days. Those days could change the world. Today, we spend so much time looking at our screens. But maybe the world doesn't need us to look at our phones more. Maybe it needs us to look at each other more. So I have a challenge for all of us. When you leave this hall, use just 1 minute to do something good for others. Thank you, and I hope you liked my presentation.
Respected judges, teachers and my dear friends, good morning. Today I am going to talk about life without internet for one day. Imagine trying to wake up one morning and discovering that there's no internet for one day. No Google, no YouTube, no videos, no video games, and no WhatsApp. Sounds scary, isn't it? I think people will say, oh no, what will I do? Sounds scary, isn't it? After some time, people will say, oh no, what will I do? Internet is one of the very important part of our life. It could help us to study. See our lessons, and also it will help us to order food. It makes us easier and faster. But what if we live without the internet for one day? We don't need a screen always to have fun. We can play outside games, we can ride our bike, we can cook our favorite dishes, we can draw, and we can read our favorite books. Just like eating too much chocolate is not good, spending too much screen time is not good. If the internet takes one holiday, we should too. Thank you.